Welcome again to Can TV 21 Hotline. Let's talk etiquette. My name is Nathan Wright, and I'm the Executive Director of the Etiquette Foundation of Illinois. I invite you to call in and join the conversation at 312-738-1060. Let me give it to you again, 312-738-1060. Call in. Please join us. This is such a hot topic for this evening, and I'm so pleased to have as my special guest Miss Georgia Selman, etiquette maven extraordinary. Welcome. So happy to have you back with us again.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. It is indeed a pleasure to be back again.
Yes.
I love the subject. I love the concept. And it is my pleasure to co-host your show.
Well, thank you so much. I just feel like we're such a dynamic duo. We just have some magic and some chemistry that makes what we do so impactful.
Thank you.
And because Ms. Selman and I work together at one of our local schools in the suburbs, we have an opportunity to see the miracle of etiquette firsthand.
Yes.
We're there smelling it, tasting it, and seeing it. And we're so pleased. I'm pleased with you, and I'm assuming you're pleased with me.
Thank you.
In terms of what we do to make our community and our young people better people.
Yes.
This is what it's all about, making us a better people, because we need to be better than we are.
Yes.
And we can be better than we are. So what did we do? We decided to select this subject for today. And I think how can you really characterize this subject? It is profound. It is at the foundation of all of our humanity. What happens to us in the first 5 or 6 years of life is critical.
Yes.
Critical. I can't say it any more seriously, any more stronger. What a person ends up being when he's 18 or 35 or 50 has everything to do with the first 5 years of life.
Yes.
And the kind of education that person receives is at the essence of who they become. So our subject for today, let me put this up on the overhead so that you can see it. The art of parenting. Let me say that again. The art of parenting. Teaching your child manners and morals.
Yes.
So tell me, Ms. Selman, give me an intro on this awesome subject for today. What do you think?
Well, when I think about the art of parenting, I'm so glad that we have resources available today to help us in our efforts in teaching our children manners and morals.
Yes.
Now, back in the day, when
Yes.
I was raising my 2 daughters,
Yes.
we only had Dr. Spock.
Right. Right.
Well, it was good to have Dr. Spock
It was.
because that was the only guide that we had
Yes.
other than our parents
Yes.
teaching us
Yes.
manners and morals.
Yes.
So it started at home.
Mm-hmm.
When I was just a child,
Right.
my mother taught us the importance of having good manners,
Yes.
having good etiquette,
Yes.
having good civility.
Yes.
It started at home.
At home.
We were taught the importance of saying, "Excuse me,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
May I, Mom?
Yes. Please.
Please."
Yes.
We were taught those simple courtesies, and it seems like, Mr. Wright, this is a redundant subject, but until people really go back to tradition,
Yes.
we have to promote
Yes.
the art of parenting
Yes.
and teaching our children manners and morals.
So well said. Well stated. I can't take anything from that. It's so well stated. And it is a critical subject. It is impactful on that individual's life, because most of us probably don't remember beyond the age of 3 or 4. If we think about, how far back can you remember? And you may only go back to maybe 3. But really, your education started in infancy.
Yes.
It started then, and when you were 2, you were learning. When you were 3, you were learning. And when you were 4, you were learning. If your parent took the time to educate you in who you are to become.
Yes.
That's what your etiquette training is about. It's the foundation of who you are going to become for the remainder of your life.
Yes.
And this is why it's so important. And so we do this. We teach parents how to educate their child.
And it's working.
It's working.
And it's working. Absolutely.
It's working. Go
I
ahead.
know when I worked in social services for many, many years, we had parenting classes.
Yes.
And parents were able to come and register and take parenting classes,
Yes.
teaching their children how to behave.
Yes. I'd be self-controlled.
And there are all kinds of books and articles and information today
Today.
that
Yes.
teaches parents how to parent.
Yes. Yes. it
Unlike
is.
in my day, of course, we didn't have that.
No.
We had our parents.
Teaching us.
Yes.
And what their parents taught them.
Absolutely.
And they
Tradition.
Tradition.
We go back to what it used to be.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with tradition.
Nothing.
We need to go back.
Yes.
And don't think that I don't have a great appreciation for all of the modern things that we have today,
Yes.
the microwaves and
Yes.
the
Air conditioning.
air conditioners and the technology. I
Right.
love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
But there are some things that we need to go back, reach back,
Yes.
and bring forward.
Yes. Because it still works.
Absolutely.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Right. That's
You go
not going to change.
100 years from now, 2 plus 2 will be 4, right?
I don't care how many computers you get or technology.
That should not change.
That's right. Absolutely.
It's the same with parenting. You're absolutely right. And it's not a difficult challenge if the parent is committed to doing that. It's a repetitive kind of disciplining, of educating that child by continuing to remind them of what good manners are. And in essence, parents out, please call in, parents. If any parent is listening, please call us, because we want to share this with you. But at the core of it, it's really about values.
Yes.
When you teach your child to have good manners, you're teaching them good values. When you teach your child to be a moral person, you're teaching them good values. What it is to be honest.
Yes.
What it is to be truthful. What it is not to lie. What it is not to steal or take advantage of someone else. How to respect others. And if they have those core values, they can't fail.
They can't.
They cannot fail.
No.
There's no such thing as failing in life if you have those 2 values.
Yes.
Good manners, how to treat someone else, how to be respectful, how to be polite, how to be courteous,
Yes.
for men, for your boy children, you have to give them a little different kind of etiquette, manners
How
training.
to be honest.
How to be honest. Yeah, that's critical, because you can't go wrong being honest.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
If you encounter someone 30 years from now that's dishonest, you know what to do. You're not going to let anyone corrupt you because you're not corruptible.
And that needs to be taught.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That needs to be taught.
Yes.
And it should start in the home.
Starting in the home.
I will say that over and over and over again.
Yes. Yes.
It starts in the home.
In the home. You, the parent, you birthed this child, right? This is your child.
Absolutely.
So you have an obligation to this human being who may live to be 80, 90, 100 years of age, okay? You have an obligation to get them the best start in life that is possible.
Yes.
That's your obligation.
That's our responsibility.
That's your responsibility. And so you want to cultivate your child to have those 2 basic values.
Yes.
Good manners and solid morals.
Yes.
And if you can do that, you got a winning person there. And this is something that the whole country should be about.
That's right. So it shouldn't just stop at home.
No.
You know, whatever the environment is at school.
Yes.
And I know that the school system is designed and mandated to do what they're mandated to do.
Mm-hmm.
But we cannot lose sight on the basics and the fundamentals of good manners.
Yes. Absolutely.
If you give your student an assignment and they turn that assignment in and they've done a good job at it or not a good job, you still say, "Thank you, Johnny.
Right. For your efforts.
Thank you."
Mm-hmm.
And then Johnny or whatever will say, "Well, thank you, Miss Selman."
Right. Are you welcome?
And I know this from my own personal experience.
Yes.
When I go
It'll
into
come back to you.
Absolutely.
What you give comes back.
Comes
That's what
back.
etiquette does.
Yes.
And you encourage people to be more about right than about wrong.
Yes.
Okay? And that's what this subject is all about. And so we're teaching this to parents. And we invite you to call in to this show or contact us at our regular number, and we'll give that to you before the end of the show so that you can stay in touch with us. One of our campaigns for 2017 is to promote parenting skills, promote parenting etiquette,
Yes.
teaching your child good manners and more. So if you hear me say this, pass it on. That's how you do it. You say, John, are you teaching your child good manners and morals? That child could be 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, doesn't matter. Ask John, are you teaching your child good manners and morals?
And good manners is not when a child that's 10 or 12 years old say, "Hi, Georgia."
Right.
That's unheard of.
Yes.
That's unheard of.
Yes.
And Georgia is old enough to be that child's mother or even grandmother.
Right.
And
Respect.
And respect.
Yeah, you have to. We were taught that never to use an adult's first name. We just wouldn't come out of our mouth.
At all.
No.
I remember calling Miss Ernestine, and
She looked
until
at
Miss Ernestine made her transition.
right.
You know, I'm
There's
at the
always a
funeral
title.
saying Miss Ernestine was a wonderful.
Yes.
Your mother was wonderful.
Yes.
Because that's how we were raised.
Yes.
We were raised to respect. Oh, here
Adults.
comes a caller.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Caller? Yes, you're
Hello?
there.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi. Hi. how
We
you
can hear
doing?
you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying is that is so true. What your mother taught you and good and you know, to be respectful to elders or to everyone. That's true. And I really acknowledge that, and I like what you were saying.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Yeah,
calling.
the young people need to hear this.
Absolutely. We're doing our best. I
Yes.
tell you, we're
Yes.
trying to get into the schools. We're trying to reach out to community organizations.
Yes.
Wherever we can deliver this message is where we want to be.
Yes.
Well, you need to, because it's going to help.
But thank you.
You need to acknowledge that. I mean, I really appreciate that because, you know, we need this today.
Well, caller, you're absolutely correct. All of the ills you see today in society, and I know you see all of the ills. You can go on YouTube and see some of the insane things that we as adults are doing. And it's all because there's a breakdown in the social order. And when that happens, you end up with what we see today. In Chicago, you know what's going on here, you know.
We have
And
another
so,
caller.
call us again, please, okay? And look for our information so you can contact us. Okay? Caller, you're on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Yes, how are you? I think your show is very timely, and it has it could be used in all aspects of our lives. One
Yes.
of the things that you're talking about going to schools, we're talking about teaching the children to keep around their desks and around them clean and neat.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a kind of a consideration for other people if you don't throw things on the floor or the ground. And maybe if we kept our neighborhoods a little bit neater and cleaner without throwing garbage on the streets,
Yes.
we would then not tolerate some of the other bad behavior that happens in our
Right.
neighborhoods.
Yeah.
If we would just start being more prideful about where we live, and because that doesn't cost any money to walk
No.
away from
Absolutely.
None.
and not throw things on the ground just as soon as we finish eating and so on.
Right.
It's just inconsiderate of other people to do that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes.
We certainly appreciate the feedback, and you
Yes.
are right on point.
Right on point.
That's exactly what we are advocating,
Yes.
teaching our children and our communities to respect
That's-
our communities.
Yes.
To
I think that's the big key about etiquette is to respect. Even when you speak correctly, it's because you want the other person to be able to understand you.
Yes.
That's out of consideration for other people. And this is business about respecting our elders, giving them their titles. If it's nothing but auntie,
Yes.
Right.
not calling somebody straight out their name, but it is instilling a respect.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
You're so very welcome. We appreciate
Thank
you
Thank
calling.
you. We love those kind of calls, and
Yes.
we really appreciate you taking the time to call. Thank you. See, when we said thank you, we really sincerely mean it.
Absolutely.
Thank you again, and call. Please watch the show. We're on every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8. So please, let me give that information up, Georgia, so they'll know how to
Yes.
contact us. Okay, here it is. It's 312. This is our direct phone line from 9 to 5 in the evening. You can contact us, 312-473-2942. I give it to you again, 312-473-2942. And that, below that you can see, you can go to our webpage, www.efoi.org, or you can email us at info@efoi.org. And thank you. We look for your emails. We look for your phone calls. Any questions you have, do not hesitate to contact us. We want to work with you. We're trying to change an entire nation. Our country is in dire need of etiquette, civility.
Absolutely.
We're
From
in
the top
down.
From the top down,
Right.
we are seeing more and more disrespect,
Yes,
and it's hard. It's heartbreaking
it is.
to see disrespect of our leaders,
Yes.
of leadership. When you see that amongst our leaders, then it's no wonder why it's not been promoted and it's not been taught in our schools and not being taught in our communities.
Yes.
So we all have a responsibility,
Yes.
and we all have should take responsibility
Yes.
to promote the importance of etiquette
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
the importance of our children
Yes.
knowing how to be respectful, how to
Yes.
be honorable,
Yes.
how to respect someone else's
Yes.
opinion
Yes, without getting angry. and
without
upset.
being angry
And want to
and
attack them or,
yes,
go
name
negative
calling,
name calling and all of that. Yes.
it's just not the
Yes. And
appropriate
this is
behavior.
and this is what we see today. It's actually going to take 30 years to get back to where we were 30, 40 years
I
ago.
hope not.
And we're trying.
I hope
And
not.
we're going to
Mr.
start with
Wright.
the children. We're going to start with our children by encouraging our parents to get on this bandwagon so 30 years from now they have a great civilization of respectful people who honor that code of conduct
Yes.
that is part of our history going
Yes.
back thousands of years. We didn't get here by accident. And so we want to get the bandwagon going, we want to get the ball rolling,
Going
all those
again.
things going again to get back to where we were some years ago. But why don't we quickly go over some of the things, I'll talk about it if you want to take and just kind of
Yes.
review those. We have a 5-subject plan for parents to use each day to encourage their children. I'm going to have to put on my reading glasses to see this. To encourage their children to develop good manners and good morals. So what happens? Each day you read one of these recommendations to your child, and that way, if you do it for about 2-3 years, they will instill these values and use them without even thinking about it. It's like basketball. You bounce the ball enough, you'll learn how to do it, you don't have to think about it. Same with this. So for the first day, like on a Monday through Friday, okay, school days, teach your child how to be polite towards others. And so here are our recommendations. A, can you see? A, when someone says something nice to your child, teach your child to say thank you. And so the only thing you got to do is say, Johnny, when someone says something nice to you, what do you say? I say thank you. Okay, repeat that again. Johnny, when someone says something nice to you, what do you say? Thank you. Very good. So we move on to the next one. So we have 5 different sessions each day you give your child. The next one is when someone gives your child something, teach your child to say thank you very much. You know, if someone give you, you have an aunt over, a relative, and they say, well, I want to give you a little gift to go to the McDonald's or whatever. I'm going to give you $5. And what do you teach your child to say? Thank you very much.
Yes.
See, so it's just that simple, and we can go through this entirely. You want to try a few of them?
Yeah, and I just wanted to respond to
Okay.
you. It can be as early as when your child first begin to utter.
Yes.
When your child first began to utter. And I have a great niece, and she just turned a year old January.
Right.
And I have a grandnephew that just turned a year old today.
Yes.
These kids are beginning to utter words.
Yes.
And this is the time that you start using words to them. Thank you.
Add these to
Thank
their
you.
vocabulary early as possible.
Yes.
This is vocabulary building. This is using words to communicate.
If they can say mama
Mhm.
and they can say papa or dada, you can teach them to say thank you.
Thank you. Right.
Thank you. And they will learn, it'll become a part of their,
Communication skills.
yes, absolutely.
Communication skills.
We have just a
So-
couple of more that I want
Yes,
to
yes.
mention. When someone speaks to your child, teach them to say hi to children and hello to adults. Now
Yes.
that may sound kind of like, well, what's the difference? Well, with your peer, you can say hi. But
Yes.
to an adult, you want to use the proper word, and the proper word is hello.
Yes. And that adult will respond in accordance to your child using that term because they will say, the child said hello to me. You know, that makes me feel better. He gave me respect by saying hello, Mr. Wright.
Yes.
You see? And so that's a process you start as early as possible. It becomes repetitive. You do it over every
Yes.
day of your child's life. And your child would then pick these values up and begin to use them without thinking about it. And that's the key.
That's how we learn.
That's how we learn.
That's how we
exactly
learn.
how we
That's
learn.
how I learned to say thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wright, for this opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you, Can TV.
And you're still using what you learned when you were 4 and 5 years old.
Yes. Yes,
Right.
yes.
And it's still serving you to have those values and to promote those values whenever the opportunity presents itself. But quickly, we have a few minutes left. Let's mention our program out at the alternative school. How well we're doing with those young people. Weren't they excited yesterday?
It was just
Oh.
amazing. Something that you have to see to actually believe.
Yes.
Initially, we did not have the same kind of acceptance
No.
that we're receiving today.
Right.
But I tell you, what a difference a few weeks can make.
In their lives.
What a difference a few
Yes. And
weeks can make.
yes.
So
And
we're
these,
getting,
and these young people were kicked out of their regular school for being violent,
yes,
for being belligerent, being disrespectful. Those same values that they should have learned
yes.
when they were 4 and 5 years old. They wouldn't be in this situation now. And this is about their destruction, about their downfall, about them being kicked out of school entirely. And you know the consequences of that. You know, they get frustrated, they give up on school, they give up on education, they drop out. And what kind of citizen do we have who has dropped out? You know, a non-productive,
Perpetuating,
individual,
yes,
Go ahead.
perpetuating problems after problems.
After
But
problems.
fortunately, we've been given an opportunity to try to make a difference in the lives of these young people,
Yes.
and it is working.
It's working.
It
They're
is
excited.
working.
They are excited when we come. We're only there 2 hours a week, Tuesday for 1 hour, Thursday for 1 hour. And that hour is like they are just eating it up. And yesterday Tuesday we went through role playing for interview skills, teaching them how to introduce themselves. That little 10 or 15 seconds makes all of the difference in how you're going to be received. And they were so excited about this practice session. Let me do it again. I'll get it right. Let me do it again. And you can see that kind of energy and
Yes.
positiveness in those young people. And they won't be coming back to alternative school.
I think taking time
Mhm.
makes the difference.
I agree.
Taking time with these young people
Yes.
makes all the difference.
Yes. Yes. And we really feel like we're saving their lives.
Yes.
If the difference could be $2 million more in income. Yeah, if you work in a minimum wage job for the rest of your life, you're locked in at a very low level in this society because you can't do no more than you're paid.
Exactly.
But if we can open the door for these young people to go out there, get serious about their education. That's what we tell them. This is no game. This is serious business.
And we encourage them and let them know you have great potential.
Yes,
You have great potential.
Yes.
It's up to you.
it's up to you. Yes, and I tell them I wish I could be back at their age because the opportunities that they have is unlimited.
Absolutely.
Unlimited.
Absolutely.
And where, during my upbringing as a young teenager, it was somewhat limited. Not unlimited.
To say the least.
Limited, right. But we had a great time with them yesterday.
We are
We're looking
truly
forward.
enjoying what we're doing, and more importantly, the youngsters are getting something from our training.
Yes.
And that's a blessing for me.
That's a blessing. It
Yes.
is. It is. It's a great way to give back.
It's an
And-
awesome
and-
way to give back.
Absolutely. So invite us, please, invite us to come to your school or to your community organization. We can make a difference
Yes.
in your young people. We can't fail. This is something that's been tested, foolproof.
Yes.
And one of the things we did, just briefly, we got them prepared with interview ensembles, interview attire. And they just,
Made a
Mr. Wright,
difference.
when are you going to teach us how to tie ties? You know?
Yes.
So they are enthusiastic about this, and we really appreciate this opportunity. And I guess that's about it.
Exactly.
Thank you, callers, for calling in. We really appreciate you calling in. Call us next week. We look forward to talking with you again. And would you like to have the last word, Ms. Selman? I
Yes.
give it to you.
Invite us out. Invite us to your organization. We would love to share what we do. It's impactful, and it can make a difference.
Yes.
Until next week,
Yes.
have a good Easter Sunday.
Yes. Good night.